making right here is ARROZ CALDO. ARROZ CALDO is basically the Philippines, or the Filipino version of what chicken noodle soup is here to us in America. So anytime anyone in my family got sick, whether it's my wife, my son Ian, my daughter Brianna, or my other two twin boys, Alexander and Elijah, when any one of them got sick, this is the meal I cooked. To me, it's the chicken noodle soup of the Philippines. I also want to send a shout out to everybody in the Philippines for watching our previous videos. I really appreciate you guys. Those who haven't subscribed, I appreciate if you subscribe, support the channel, so it motivates us to keep making more of these videos. This meal is actually special to me, and that's why I make it. And I think of my kids when I think of this meal. It's funny that way. ARROZ CALDO has the Holy Trinity: onions, cebullas, garlic, bouillon, and ginger, which I don't know the Tagalog name of it. And when I was a kid, I did not want to take a bite of ARROZ CALDO and have a big piece of ginger I had to pour out of my mouth or I had to separate. So what I do now is I take a microplane and I microplane the ginger into basically a pile of minced ginger. And it dissolves easily into my pot here. You guys know that I have a garlic press that I use for my garlic. What's neat about this here in this particular meal is only about this much is going to be used inside the ARROZ CALDO. The rest of this is going to be used for something else, and I'll show you guys that technique in just a little bit here. And then of course I just dice my onion, but I make my onion dices small. I want it small because I want to be able to take a bite and not have a big chunk of onion either. Even though I could eat onion, large chunks of onion, I love it, I don't want those big chunks when I'm eating it. Number one is chicken. I use chicken thighs. I have about 4 large chicken thighs here, and I have them brining in a brine of ginger, salt, pepper, salty water. Essentially a brine. It's not a marinade, okay? It's a brine. I do it for about an hour before I start cooking. Got a 1.5 cups of rice. I have 8 cups of water. I'm gonna use a tablespoon of this chicken bouillon flavor to enhance the flavor. The Holy Trinity: ginger, garlic, and onion, and a little bit of scallion and fish sauce. So that's about eight of these cloves of garlic, so that's about a heaping tablespoon. That's about what you want. Let me show you something. So when it comes to ginger, I usually use a peeler like this to peel off the ginger. All right, so this technique here with the microplaning of the ginger, I know it seems kind of weird, like why do you want to put this much effort in? It's because I don't want to eat big chunks of ginger. And I learned this technique doing ARROZ CALDO. And I added it to my chicken canola, the way I do chicken canola, and I'll put that link to my chicken canola right here. You can see on our YouTube channel. So this last bit of garlic, I'll show you what this is for. This is actually for the garnish, all right? And I have a tool. Now you can just chop this up in small pieces here, but I have a tool to make life easier. That's what I'm gonna make here. Crispy garlic with this. So this is for later, right? All right, so there are a couple things you could do with this. So you could actually cook the chicken, you could cook the thigh with the bone in, and I get that. You could do it so I always want the bone in because it imparts flavor. However, I don't want to have to pull the chicken out, cut it up, pull all the pieces off, and put it back in. I would just rather just brine my chicken right now, right? And cut it into bite-sized pieces that I'm gonna eventually put into the ARROZ CALDO. So that's all I'm gonna do. So that's why I brined it, and now I'm cutting it into bite-sized pieces of deliciousness. All right, so I am starting getting heat in the pot here. At the same time, I am gonna boil 10 hard-boiled eggs right here. 8 to 10 hard-boiled eggs. Once this gets up to a boil, once I start seeing this, the eggs boiling, I'm going to shut it off at about 6-7 minutes. Start that timer. So, pot's a little hot right now. I'm gonna add some oil to it. And the first thing that I add is always the onions. The reason why I add the onions first before the garlic is because I've minced my garlic. I don't want it to burn. And I've minced my ginger. Save these onions for a little bit. So I put both the garlic and ginger, pop it in there. Now really you just want these spices to open up, right? You don't want them to burn. Ooh, aromatics. Alright. I add a little bit of fish sauce, Patis. Always put about 2 tablespoons of Patis right here. Woo! That always smells good. Then I add my chicken. I want my chicken to get all of that. Get all those flavors in there. But I'm just gonna add my rice, which is 1.5 cups of rice, and I'm gonna add 8 cups of water. Add the rice, 8 cups of water. Mix that all in thoroughly. 1 heaping tablespoon of this chicken bouillon, right? Mix that all in. Now I have to wait for this to come up to a boil. Once this comes up to a boil, it's about 20-25 minutes until this is complete. Now the beauty with this food is real easy, all right? If the rice cooks so much that it looks like it's more rice than any soup, add some more water. All right, looks like the eggs are about to boil here pretty soon. I'm gonna take this garlic that I have here, all right, put it in my frying pan right here. And the thing with this is all you want to do is make it a little golden brown. So I'm going to add a bunch of oil right here. Probably about 1/4 cup of oil. Now with garlic and oil, you don't want it to be a very high heat, okay? You want it to be a low heat, low and slow, because it could easily burn, all right? Green onions, scallions. When the eggs are done boiling, I want to rinse them under cold water, and then I'm going to dump some of this ice in there to stop the cooking process. I want the eggs to stop cooking. This is when you got to be careful when it just starts to turn color, because it crisps up pretty fast. As they turn brown, they're almost ready to go. Don't want it to burn, so I'm going to turn it off. The oil's still hot, I can still crisp up a bunch of this. Put on some paper towel, let it cool down, good to go. That'll melt. So now while the ARROZ CALDO is cooking, I can work on the garnish. Lemon, lime, it's really up to someone's choice. Really, you're supposed to use calamancy as a citrus to squeeze, but I don't have it here, so I have lemon and lime. So I'm just gonna cut this up. So I got the eggs done, got the garnish done, I got my garlic done. Now the ARROZ CALDO is starting to cook. This is about a 20 to 25 minute process now. Now I just wait. Now it's important you, as the cook, to make sure that the water level stays where it should be, and I'll show you where it should be. It takes a little bit because the rice is going to, of course, absorb a lot of the water. It's going to cook and it's going to grow and expand, but you don't want this to turn into cooked rice with some chicken in it. You want it to be soupy and brothy. You want to be able to eat like a chicken noodle soup, but it's a chicken rice porridge. Turn the fire down. So you want it to simmer. You bring everything to a boil and then you reduce it to a simmer, okay? You want this to slowly cook and keep an eye on it, all right? 20 minutes in. think it's okay to taste now. See where we're at. That's good. See how I got it kind of soupy still? It's still gonna absorb some. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of water. Just a little bit. All right. Just let this come back to a boil real quick. All right, see that? Look at that. I think that's the perfect consistency you're looking for right there. My wife likes fish sauce, so I'm just gonna add a little to the side here. And her own little ramekin, so she could add more fish sauce if she wants. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of crunch on the side here. And this garlic. I'm not gonna add it directly on. I'm gonna give her the option to add it.